Welcome to the Legend Podcast series where we take luxury items and let them speak for themselves. Today we have Vincenzo, who is a Gucci Dionysus bag from the beloved lineage. Welcome, Your Highness.
Oh, please, call me Vincenzo.
Forgive me, but I thought your name was Dionysus, son of God.
You are right, but there are so many of us with that name. We are in Paris and Firenze and even in Hong Kong. Think of us like the Kardashians, but we are easier to keep up with.
I see. But you do hail from royalty, correct?
Well, I don't like to boast, but my father was a god.
Your father was the god. Your father, let's just make this clear, your father was Zeus.
This is true. I proudly wear the two tiger heads shaped in the form of a spur, an ode to the Greek god who in myth is said to have crossed the river Tigris on a tiger sent to him by Zeus, my papa.
And you were born from your father's thigh?
No, now we're getting personal. No, I was born in Gucci. I spent many happy hours drinking in the sights and smells of fashion and luxury. Of course, I was proudly displayed in the front window because of my, as the French say, my je ne sais quoi. I had pride of place in the landmark shop and had the most perfect view of everything and everyone that passed. There was Kitty, who worked in the chocolate shop, and Anson, who was in the cafe. Then there was May, the very naughty cleaner who mopped the floors. Sometimes, when people would hang outside the Gucci store playing Candy Crush on their phones for too long, May would accidentally on purpose mop over their feet to get them to move along. Oh, it made me laugh. Then there was Angelo. Oh, Angelo was special. Beautiful chiseled features. You could slice butter on those cheeks. He worked in the Princess Building, but would wander through during lunchtime. Oh, Angelo. One night, all dressed up with a beautiful bouquet of roses, he stood right outside the store. It was Valentine's Day, and we had been busy all day with husbands buying Gigi Marmonts and Jackie 1961s to surprise their wives. Angelo watched as happy couples sped off to their dinner dates. He kept checking his watch. And finally, after a long time, he got a call. It was bad news. I could tell by his face. He looked so disappointed. He offered his flowers to an old lady who smiled and accepted them. Then he headed off home alone. Poor Angelo.
Listening to you describe Angelo reminds me of something I read about you. Some have described you as feminine. How do you respond to this?
Oh, please. The Greeks and Italianos were extremely modern and ahead of their time, and a confident woman knows how to appreciate beauty across the spectrum. Plus, I think a beautiful bag goes perfectly with the finer things in life. Good wine, food, and music. Manna tu sole, più bello in me, o sole mio, sto in fronte a te. O sole mio, sto in fronte a te. Sto fronte a te.
Bravo, Vincenzo, bravo.
Grazie.
So is this what drew Juliet to you?
Oh, Juliet knows a piece of art when she sees it. She could hear my song and was drawn to it the minute she walked into the store. Juliet is very musical. She loves Vivaldi and Puccini. I was, of course, humming the Four Seasons. Bum bum ba dum ba da dum ba da dum bum ba da dum ba da dum ba da dum bum ba dum ba da dum bum ba dum ba da dum bum ba dum ba da dum ba da dum bum. She walked in. She stopped and turned towards me. It was love at first sight.
Tell us more.
Well, Juliet would never insult me by taking me out hiking. Let's be clear, Vincenzo does not do hiking. You know, some of my sisters and brothers have told me stories. My cousin Rosa, a beautiful little mini horse bit. She told me of a time when she was taken to Choi Hua. That is outrageous. No, Juliet will save me for special occasions, when she has a handsome man on her arm and he takes her to Caprice.
All right, now it's time to come clean. We want the inside scoop. What does Juliet keep inside you?
I beg your pardon?
Well, we asked fans to write in from all over the world with their questions, and this was the number one question that everyone wanted to know.
Well, anything for the fans. Of course, the most important thing she has in her bag are hand wipes. Very important at the moment. And a little bottle of alcohol gel. I always smell incredible, as Juliet always carries a little bottle of eau de toilette. She has her makeup bag, her phone, and just in case she is on a date and things, how should I put this? Well, just in case things develop and go to the next level, she carries a toothbrush. Sadly, in the first year I knew her, that toothbrush was not used once.
So she's been unlucky in love.
Let's just say she has made some very poor choices. Juliet has tried every dating app known to man. Tinder, Coffee Meets Bagel, and Bumble. But it was horrible.
You'll have to tell us more now.
Oh, where do I start? One guy called Robert was a banker. But I had another name for him, which I cannot repeat here. He just talked about himself all night. Talked and talked and talked. It was nauseating. Then there was Simon, who was on his phone all night taking pictures of his food. I mean, what kind of friends does Simon have if they won't believe he had a salad for dinner? Then there was Alex, who was late, and then forgot her name twice. Just awful.
So does Juliet listen to you or take your advice when it comes to dating?
If she doesn't, then I make myself heard.
How'd you do that?
Let me tell you a story. One night, she met Tim. Tim did not wear a mask, and he didn't even wash his hands. It was revolting. I could see that Juliet was very uncomfortable. So I did something I have never done before. Juliet needed to go to the washroom to wash her hands after shaking his, and I seized my opportunity. As she got up, I hurled myself down onto Tim's lap, spilling the contents of my insides all over him. Bottles and brushes went flying, and maybe, just maybe, I had a word to Juliet's nail polish, who accidentally spilled herself all over his crotch. Well, let's just say we never heard from Tim again.
Well, so Juliet must be lonely having had such bad dating experiences. How about you? Do you ever get lonely? I mean, I guess in the store you were like a family.
Yes and no. Of course I miss my brothers and sisters, but I trust they've lived exciting lives. We come from a breed of bags, the beloved line, that is destined for success. We're the favorite accessory in any wardrobe, and we're the centerpiece of our owners every day. I'm the Dionysus bag, so you can see that I have 2 tiger heads shaped in the form of a spur. I'm the first bag to debut at creative director Alessandro Michele's first woman's presentation for Gucci at the Autumn-Winter 2015 fashion show. My sister is the sportier one of the family. She's a Horsebit 1955, and she has archival details, so I suppose she takes after our ancestors somewhat. Instead of a tiger's head, she has our family's signature horsebit detail on the front, and is more hands-free because she has a strap that can be worn across the body.
Yes, it's nice when siblings are distinct in totally separate ways. Everyone's a winner.
Well, I haven't finished.
Oh, apologies. Carry on.
I also have a brother who is the Gigi Marmont. He was quite extra, as they say. He's marked by the double G, an archive-inspired reworking of the house initials. I suppose you are right. We occupy different arenas and make our point loudly in different ways. Oh, and I can't forget my cousin Jackie, 1961. We were very close. She's the quietest of us and very elegant. She has great curves for such a slim bag. Her body is a curved half-moon shape with a piston closure. Oh, I've always wanted to be as cool and elegant as my cousin Jackie. And I miss her. It's not so bad, though. I did get the chance to meet my mama.
Really?
Yes. Oh, it was such a happy meeting.
How did it happen?
Well, it was Mother's Day, a very special day indeed, a time when we can honor and celebrate the mother in our worlds. As writer Mitch Albom puts it, behind all your stories is always your mother's story, because hers is where yours begins. I am, of course, the precious sapphire and emerald beloved Dionysus reissue. Mama was, of course, the original Dionysus. This was old Gucci meets new Gucci, the perfect bag for every occasion. Oh, I thought of Mama often, wondering where she was, and it was always hard on Mother's Day, hoping she was okay. Juliet is very close to her Mama. They often speak on the phone, so for Mother's Day, she decided to take her to the Mandarin Oriental for high tea. We arrived early at the hotel, and Juliet chose a table near the window. Soon after, her mama arrived. Oh, Juliet was so happy to see her mama and fell into her arms. I was so happy for her. But even happier when I saw what her mama was holding. I saw the authentic Gigi monogram and the suede details as well. Mama! I cried. It was my mama, for Juliet's mother was holding my mama. I was so happy. Mama and I spent a wonderful afternoon catching up. Of course, she was as stunning as ever, a picture of beauty that would never go out of fashion. And she told me how proud she was of me, and how well I had taken care of myself. Oh, I was so proud, and told her that all I was today was because her love had shown me the way. Juliet's mamma was a delightful, jolly woman who laughed a lot, and I was so happy that mamma had found such a good owner. Oh, it really was the perfect Mother's Day.
I'm so happy to hear that. So has Juliet found love yet?
One day, we were walking through Pacific Place. We passed the Gucci store. Oh, it was so nice to see all of my brothers and sisters. We were heading towards the MTR, and then suddenly, I saw him. Angelo! He was just in front of us. But Juliet is a fast walker, and we caught up to him. He looked well, but I noticed there was no ring on his finger. I seized my chance, and I hurled myself off Juliet's shoulder and onto the ground. Immediately, Angelo stopped, asking Juliet if she was okay, and began to help her pick up the contents from her bag. I could see that Juliet liked him, and he also liked her. he picked up the book that she was reading, a copy of Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. He smiled and told her it was one of his favorite novels. Angelo was also heading to the train station, and the two of them chatted the whole way. Oh, they found that they both had a lot more in common, their love of music and art. And so they exchanged numbers.
How wonderful. I'm so happy to hear that. So are they still together?
Yes, 6 months later, they are still together and stronger and happier than ever. And Juliet calls me her good luck charm, as they never would have met if it hadn't been for me.
So, Vincenzo, do you ever worry about getting old?
Certainly not. I would never be an old bag. No, a Dionysus is timeless, ageless, forever in fashion.
And finally, Vincenzo, what are you most proud of?
Being there for others, carrying them through the good times and bad, and looking ever so fabulous while doing so.
And that's all we have time for, but we hope you all have a wonderful Mother's Day, and please go to #legend.com to see what Vincenzo and his beloved family look like in real life. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast, as we look forward to presenting many more in the near future. Goodbye.